So yesterday, what we did yesterday, we did create a repository, our first sample repository, and we added some files. Basically, we made some changes to our repository from locally. So where we made changes means we cloned a replica of our remote repository, because I don't want us to make changes to the production release code, which is like a master branch or whatever the branch. Whatever we have in this repo 2 is the production code. Let us assume that this is the production code, and I don't want you to make any changes to your production code, because if something goes wrong, and this code should be there 24/7 and the 365 days to deploy again. For example, when I said that, let's say this Nike.com, right? This Nike.com, people are using this Nike.com, and at 5:45 or 5:60, 5:45 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and this Nike.com is not responding to the customers. Customers means I wanted to buy shoes, but I'm unable to log into my Nike.com account. So what I did, I called the customer support. Hey, there is a shoes that I wanted to buy, but I can't able to log in. And their engineers logged in and they try to check, like they try to identify the issue, but they are taking long time to identify the issue, to navigate the issue. So what they will do, they will create one more server immediately, and they have the production released code in this repository, in this branch. They deploy the code immediately, so that one more server will be available for the end customer, so they can do shopping, whatever. Meantime, those engineers can investigate the issue. Basically, they will try to find out what went wrong, so that next time they prevent it won't happen again, things like that. The reason why I said that, each repository will have a multiple branches, and we will be discussing in a minute, like why those branches and how they can be created and all those details. Okay, let's go, and let me clone this repository to the local. Let me clone this repository to the local. What is the command? Can someone tell me what is the command should I use to clone the repository?
Git clone.
Okay. Git clone.
And paste the link.
You need
to paste the link.
Okay. Should I grab SSH or HTTPS?
SSH.
Okay. Let me grab that SSH and let me paste it here. Okay, repo 2 already exists. That means I already cloned that repo 2. I wanted to see whether it is there or not. I will do ls. That can give me, okay, you see that repo 2 is there already. So what I will do, I will go to that repo 2. Okay, it's an empty repository. Okay, so what I will do, I can create a Java file. What Java file? New release, something like that, whatever application code .java. Okay, and
VI kada VIM chesaru.
So Vim also does the same thing actually. So Vim will give you the colors and everything. So if you make some mistakes in VI editor, the VI editor can get you the blank kind of thing, like, but Vim
might be like green or blue or something kind of, if you do mistake.
Yeah. But we will get there. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me public static void main. Okay. I can't remember. Yesterday we learned some Java, right? string, no. Then
Yeah,
add,
creating the folder something from the Google itself.
Class
Like,
lah.
exactly.
Vishnu.
So system out, no, system dot, right? System dot out,
Output.
out dot println, println, and
And close the
this
bracket.
is new release, Nike new shoes, Nike new shoes. Okay, for example, this is the application currently running. Okay, and close the bracket.
Close the bracket. Yeah.
Close the bracket. Now I will add my code to the repository, remote repository. Basically, this is my copy. When I clone it, I can get the copy. Are you guys getting me? When I clone the repository, I can get.
Vishnu,
Yes.
you did not created the file, right? Mari vi new release dot java ekkadi nunchi vachindi meeku?
You don't have to create the file actually. When you do Vim, you don't have to use the touch already. If I use VI, right? So VI can create a file name. If I do like a VI new release, right? What it will do, it will create a file and it will get you to the editor mode directly.
Oh, manam 2 steps kakunda you are doing it directly 1 step. Usually we first of all what we do touch new release dot java create chesi, the next one will be vi new release dot java, then we will write it over there.
Yes, basically this is what we do, but I wanted to teach you guys more commands. Like if anybody asks what is the command that you can use to create a file, I want you to guys say touch, not VI. You know what I mean?
Yes.
VI, Vim, it's a kind of advanced, but I want you to say touch. Touch is the perfect answer to create a file. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that's how we are starting actually.
So now you just did it in repo 2, you created one file and you added some
Content.
text to that.
Yeah, content to that file.
Content, sorry, yeah.
Now I'm adding my file to the remote repository. Git add, git commit, -m, updated code to.
డౌట్ ఇక్కడ సిడి రిపోర్ట్ అని యాడ్ చేశారు కదా, ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఏప్రిల్ బ్యాచ్ అన్నది రిమూవ్ అయిపోతుందా?
No. Let's get. You see that I am inside April batch only.
మరి ఇక్కడ చూపించడం.
Yeah, so this is a MacBook actually. This is a MacBook terminal. Each interpreter will have a different way. If it is a Windows, right, in your Git bash, what you will see users, something like that.
User name and the Vishnu and then April batch.
Vishnu, April batch, and that is good thing. And report to, right? And
yes,
and the best thing is, if I see something like that, I don't need to do PLWD at all, because I can see from the top line. Let's say if I have this path in this line, right? For example, in this line, I can directly see like where I'm at right now. I don't need to use PWD at all.
Yeah.
Right? That can give me the path actually. This will tell me where I'm at right now. If I want to come 2 steps out, right? Let's say I want to go to my home folder. What I will do, I'll just CD 1 step behind. Right here, I came out from here, and 1 step behind.
అది కొట్టక జస్ట్ సిడి అన్న బ్యాక్ వచ్చేస్తున్నాం కదా.
So the CD will tell you all the way back. It can take you all the way back actually. The CD will tell you all the way back to your home folder.
Yeah,
No matter how many directories, that what path where you are at right now, doesn't care. It will kick you to the like a number 1 step, that is your home folder. Okay, did I answer your question, Lata?
Yeah, got it. No.
Okay, so now what we can do, we added the file. Now we commit that file. Git commit -m. I'm going to put very good comments actually. So application code to
Like this.
buy new shoes. Okay. Now what I will do, git push. Okay. It, this created me a main branch. Okay. Now my code is in the main branch right now. If I do refresh this, and I can see that main branch here. We'll see that in a minute. Okay, this is where we are right now. So I have this whole application code in this branch. Okay, in this main branch. You see that? In the main branch, I have the whole application code. Okay. And yeah.
ఈ విండో ఇలాగా ఓపెన్ అయింది కదా, న్యూ రిలీజ్ డాట్ జావా ఇది మెయిన్ కి యాడ్ అవుతేనే ఈ విండో ఓపెన్ అవుతుందా?
So we are, whenever you commit some changes, right, then you will see the window something like that. The initial window, right, when you create a repository, you will have that initial window, right, initial file.
Yeah, that HTTP and SSH.
Yeah, so what that file means is that file is giving you the step by steps how you can clone this file to your local repository. That means how you can clone to your local computer, make changes, and add those changes to the remote computer. That is the step by step document. So whenever, every time you create new repository, you will have the document. Even though if you are brand new, like you don't know anything, you don't know how to commit or how to change, how to make changes, each time you create a new repository, by default you will get the document. You can simply follow those step by steps and you will learn Git just like that. Okay, that's how they designed this GitHub basically. Okay, so now I have some changes, and this is my master branch. Let's say this is my main branch. This is the place where I'm deploying the code. I am building and deploying the code, and this is the my application up and running. I deploy the code from this branch, and this is the up and running application code up and running. Okay, now I don't want anybody to touch this code. I don't want anybody to touch this code basically, because if this goes wrong, if this application will go down at any circumstances, I need this branch to be ready to deploy at any time. Okay, hey, you're telling us we don't touch this code, but how I'm going to make my changes? Right now, you said you have a new releases code ready, up and running ready. Now you were asking me to make changes to include the application code for clothing as well. But you are telling me I'm not supposed to touch your main branch. So how I'm going to make my changes and how I'm going to test my changes? Right? Hey, there is a way that you can change it. What I want you to do is, I want you to create your new branch. Let's say I have a ticket number ABC123, for example. People use Jira to create tickets. Okay, I have a ticket number Jira123. Okay, and create a name, whatever, shoes, right? You said shoes. Okay, create your own branch. Okay, now I have two branches. This is the branch that I created for testing, and this is my main branch. I'm not going to touch anything in the main branch, but where I'm going to make changes, I'm going to make changes to my branch, the branch that I created. Okay, let's say I'm going to make an extra change. Okay, for example, I'm going to make an extra change. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the changes first, git pull. You see the new branch has been added. I will go to that branch. I can see git branch. That can give me git branch -a. That can give me all the branches, available branches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check out to the new feature branch, git checkout 0, 1, 2, 3. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy. If you know how to copy paste, then you are good. You don't, that's all we can do in day-to-day activities. So what we just did, now we are in this branch 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I wanted to make sure that I'm in 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm in 0, 1, 2, 3.
You
Now,
checked out, right? How can you be in that? మీరు గిట్ చెక్అవుట్ చేశారు కదా దాంట్లో నుంచి.
yes, so when you do git checkout, it will check you out from your base branch. This is your base branch to this is the desired branch. It will check you out to the desired branch. Okay,
Okay, how come the now what you created Jira 1, 2, 3 shoes, when you give a command as git pull, how come it is showing here?
yeah, so the git pull will pull the changes from your remote repository.
Okay.
Since your last clone, let's say you clone this repository, I clone this repository, right? I clone this remote to repo to repository. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm working on these changes, whatever, for example, whatever changes I'm working on, this XYZ changes.
Okay.
And you clone this repository at the same time, and you are working on different changes, right? You are working on, for example, this kids changes, for example, let's say. Okay, now kids might have new releases, kids might have festival changes, all those stuff, right? I might need some data that you worked on. You pushed your data to the remote branch, remote repository. So I need that data. How I'm going to get that data? I'm going to pull. Git pull will get me all the changes since my last clone. Is that make sense?
Not but how come like new branch is okay, new branch what we have 0, 1, 2, 3 meer pull chesinappudu you got these 3. What is this origin /0, 1, 2, 3 shoes?
So this belongs to the GitHub basically. Okay, the origin is nothing but originated. It is originated from where? From repo 1 basically. But these are the main branches actually. You see that? This is a main main. You see that? This is the branch basically. Okay, and ignore this. Ignore this. That is the GitHub based configuration. You don't need that. Okay, these are the 2 branches that are there for that repo in the currently.
So one thing, Vishnu, so రిమోట్ లో క్రియేట్ చేసింది ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళా మన లోకల్ కంప్యూటర్ లకి పుల్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం వాట్ ఎవర్ నో వాట్ వి ఆర్ డూయింగ్ అంతే కదా
exactly yeah exactly. So I am giving you the real time scenario basically. Here I am making changes by myself. I made some changes here and I need those changes on my local computer so that I can use them, and I pull those changes. But in real time scenario, I'm not going to make changes to here. But if I don't make changes to here, how those changes are going to come to here? Somebody is going to make changes from their local repository and they're going to push it to here. Now, if I need those changes, I can simply clone them. How I can clone them? I will use git pull.
Git pull, yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So Vishnu, just one question. What is this Vickery 123 is your remote GitHub, this one?
So this is my account name basically.
Okay, so the cloning is been doing from here or our local one?
So the Git clone,
Mhm.
the Git clone, you will do clone from here basically. You download, clone nothing
Yeah,
but
I
you're
just-
downloading the
So mhm.
copy of this repository to your local computer.
Okay, from this remote.
Remote repository to
Mhm.
this remote repository, because if you need to make some changes, you need to have this copy in order to make your changes.
Into our repository.
Yes. So what you will do, you can clone this repository to your local computer and
Mhm.
you will make changes from there. Then you will push them back. After you test them properly, then you will push them back.
So local computer means so in my account of the GitHub, right?
Yes, your local computer, basically your where you are working from, your development computer, basically using your credentials only, your SSH keys or your username password only.
Yeah.
That's how you are cloning a repository in order to make some changes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Vishnu, how do you classify branch as like a folder or a label or a hierarchy?
So the branch is nothing but versioning of your code, basically versioning of your repository. Okay,
So,
let's say
okay,
my main branch, right? My main branch has one class, for example. I can call this one class version 1 and I can in real time. I don't have this men, women, kids, sale. I don't have any of this. All I have this new releases application only. And I can call this new releases application in version 1. Okay. My version 1 code in my main branch. Now I was assigned a task to have the same new releases code with a main code as well. So what I will do, I can create a second version. I can call version 2. And in that version 2, I will create a new branch. And I can update this new branch with a version 2 code as well. Okay. Let me go here. Let's put this way.
Vishnu, like when you create a branch, what happens to the files in that particular in the main branch? They'll copy it to the sub branch automatically, or we have to copy them?
So when you create a branch, what you will do, you will be creating a branch from a base branch.
Correct. So what the files in the base branch will be copied to the new branch, the child branch?
Yes. In order to, yeah, simple. Let's go to our example again. So in order to migrate your code from version 1 to version 2, that means version 2 will have version 1 and version 2. It will have a new releases and men as well. So in order to add this men, you should have this new releases code as well. So what you are doing is you are taking copy of new releases code to your new branch, and you will be adding this new code with existing code. So you will have version 2 with the new releases plus men.
The new branch.
New branch. We are calling it as a new branch.
So yeah, let us say we have a file, the coding file like Java file. Okay, that is created in main branch, and then again we created a next branch and we added some more code by going to the new branch. So the new code we added, will it reflect in the main branch or no?
It won't. It won't
perfect.
until you merge them. It won't.
Oh, okay, but you can see the file basically with the same name.
You cannot see the file in the main branch as well, because you are you are have those files in a different branch. So you cannot see that files in the main branch basically. Let me explain what I'm supposed to say, okay? So now I'm adding new version 2 code, which is the main, okay? Okay, now what I will do, git commit version 2 is updated, git push origin. This time what I will do, I will push these changes to a specific branch. Okay, now let's go to our remote repository. Okay, now I am at my remote repository. Okay, this is my main branch with only one file, new releases.java. If I go to my second version branch, that is Jira 123, I can see two files. You see that? So what I will do, I will test these two files before I merge these changes to the main branch. I will test properly, and if that goes well, what I will do, I will create a pull request. You see that, create a pull request. Okay, in the pull request, what I will do, this is my version 2 code branch to base branch. This is main branch. Okay, what I will do, I can just simply update a comment, something like a updating code to release branch or main branch, or people call something like a migrating second version to main branch, and create a pull request. Once the pull request has been created, right, if you see the reviewers, your team members or your managers or your company people, whoever is supposed to review the changes that you made, they will review those changes and they will approve. And you can even see the commits that you made from your new branch and the files that are being merged. What are the files? This is the file that is going to merge to your main branch. And once all those changes have been reviewed, and merge the pull request. Merge the pull request. Now your new version code branch has been merged to your base branch. What is your base branch? Which is main. Now I can see two files in the main branch.
Okay.
Okay. And let me explain right now. So I will explain this in a very diagrammatic way so that most of people can understand. Radhika, are you clear?
Yeah, but I have few doubts. Maybe when you say this, maybe I'll be more clear.
Anusha?
Let's see.
Anusha, are you clear?
Yeah, Vishnu, I have joined now only.
Oh, you just joined now. Okay.
Yeah.
Lata, are you clear?
Yeah. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఇలా కాకుండా మనం ఎస్టర్డే ఫైల్ 1 ఫైల్ 2 అని చేసాం కదా, మెయిన్ రెపో 1 లో కొన్ని ఫైల్స్ యాడ్ చేసి రెపో 2 లో కొన్ని, ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ని అవి యూజ్ చేసి చెప్పొచ్చా, జీరా 1 2 3 అని కాకుండా?
Okay. Yeah, I will get back to you that. Okay.
Okay.
So let's assume that this is our main branch. Main branch is nothing but release branch. This is where you can release your code to your production. Okay. And currently this code has application to deploy men dress and men, all men includes like men shoes, men dress, men, everything is included. Okay. Okay, everybody can do men shopping, but what about women, children, kids, new releases, festival releases? I need applications to all of those, right? Okay, if somebody want to say like, hey, I need application to have a specific sale, it's not going to come by today or tomorrow. It will take time. They would have to analysis, requirement, and the number of developers needed, number of servers needed, number of infrastructure servers needed, engineers needed. They would have to analyze all those details. Then they will come up with the requirements. They will gather the requirements and they will try to make it work. Okay. Now, what a developer need is he need to understand the existing code and he will write his own code and he will sync up that own code with the existing code so that they can test with a main and a festival release application as well. If they are testing mains, for example, very simple. Let's take this example only. So if I click on the shoes, right? If I click on the shoes, for example, any kind of shoes, right? Let's say this is Nike Force 1 LE shoe, right now $65. In the Christmas sale, they might have the same shoe for $35. Okay. And this shoe has a code 123, for example, code 123. Okay. Now they are working on an application to implement a festival sale. Okay.
Okay.
When they click on that 123 from festival sale as also, it would have to direct it to this item, right? So this item will be defined in only one place. And wherever we are calling for this item, is there any call for this item? It has to be directed to this tab only. Does that make sense? Okay. Not even, don't go there. Let's go back to our diagram again. Okay. So this is the, for example, this is the version 1. Version 1 application is up and running. It is for the end customer right now. That includes complete men shopping and everything. Now we have a requirement to implement one more application to include women shopping as well. Women shopping is not a standalone. It has to be integrated with this application as well. So they need this code as well in order to implement women version of application, and people are, for example, I'm calling that as a version 2. Okay. In order to implement a version 2, I will take the version 1 code here. This part is coming from version 1, for example. This part is coming from version 1. Okay. I will add this part. This whole part is version 2. What I will do, this is, let's say this is a main branch, right? I can create a branch from main branch. In this main branch, I can call, for example, Jira ticket or whatever, just name. I can call it as a feature. I'm implementing new feature to have version 2 to have a women shopping as well. I can call it as a feature branch. So I will have this main branch code in the feature branch. Now I included my feature branch code with the main branch code, and I will test it locally. I will test it locally. If that goes well, what I will do, I can create a pull request. That's what we just did. Create a pull request. So other people in the team will also test it. Other people will also test from where to where, from feature to main branch. So other people can test and they will approve, okay, these changes are good to deploy. Then what people do, they create new server, they deploy the code to the new server, and they test with the men and women as well. So if that looks good, now our main branch become version 2 application code. It will have version 2 application code. Next, there is one more requirement, version 3. What we will do, we will take code from version 2. We implement version 3. And there is one more requirement. What we will do, we will take code from version 3. We implement version 4. Take code from version 4, implement version 5. Okay. That is called versioning.
That version code is there in the main, right? Vishnu? The main branch only, right?
Yeah, main branch only.
So all the time will be.
Yeah, main is just a name. It can be release.
Yeah.
It can be master. It can be version. It can be anything. The main means that is the place where we are deploying the code to the application, like a production server, basically.
Yeah.
So this is called Git versioning. People ask about what is version control system, how your version control system works. And what we need to tell them, we create the feature branch from main branch and we implement the feature. And once the feature has been implemented, we create the pull request and we deploy that code in the testing environments and we test the code. And if that goes well, we deploy the same code into the production. That's what we need to tell them. Any questions? Any doubts, questions?
Vishnu, the main branch will have multiple features, right? Multiple feature and a separate thing, or